Good evening. Welcome to this evening's broadcast.
I'm in a cab, look. Burp, 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 burp. But it's almost actually like a cab because I'm sat next to my bed. And Bertie.
If you put that camera on me again, it'll be the last thing you ever do. You piss wallop.
There we go. He's in a jolly mood as ever. So this is my new little... I was doing everything downstairs before on the coffee table, but I thought I'd make use of the desk. And Renault are... I'm doing a... Yeah, what am I trying to say? Euro Truck Sim for Renault. Which I'm getting alright at. Slowly getting there. At first, as if you watched it, you'll have seen me saying that it's actually easier to drive a lorry, and it probably is actually. So anyway, I got this steering wheel that somebody very kindly sent me, and pedals. Laptop that belongs to Renault.
That camera again! Stop it!
And like I say, this is my little corner. I can get away with Volvo opposed to because Renault are the same group. It's got a Renault thing next to it. You might have seen videos on social media. I quite like stuff for this, although look at Renault did point out that you can do virtual backgrounds now, which I'm going to look into, which is very true. You can do on Zoom calls especially, but I'm going to see if you can record them, make them videos with whatever. But yeah, if you've got anything I can put on the wall, like gold badges and stuff, I'm not asking for like a Van Gogh or anything. But just old truck memorabilia and all that sort of thing. So anyway, this video is a bit of a funny one. It just sort of floats along in its own little world. The reason it hasn't been put out until now is because it's a bit, like I say, it's a bit strange. But until I can drive again, it's the best you're going to be getting. Because I think it's just the last of the videos that haven't been released. You see, change the wheel with a 17mm spanner. If you've got 17mm nuts holding a truck wheel on, you're fucked. So so I do a little bit of dithering around in France. I come back to the UK. One of the first things I seem to do is fill up with fuel, and I have literally no idea why that is. There'll be a reason for it. So before anybody asks, don't know. Do not know. I don't remember the trip at all. Any part of it at all. So that's it, really. So yeah, Euro Truck Simulator. I'm going to do broadcasts every Sunday and Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. I was going to do it on 7 p.m, but the Archers are on at 7, so it's 8. And 7:15 is a bit too complicated for the promotional stuff. Just making up excuses now. But yeah, so yeah, quite enjoy it. Quite enjoyed. That's it really. Can't really say. So yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for all the donations, which wouldn't, like I said in a previous video, the reason I'm doing much more online now is because it's great, because I've started, God, I can't talk this evening, I've started treating it as a job. So whereas before I'd see putting it all together and putting it out, I've always enjoyed filming it and making it in that respect, but putting it all together and uploading it felt like a bit of a chore. But then the whole thing with the donations and everything started, and I thought, right, I've got to take it seriously, because I'm not great at taking things seriously. And now I see it as a job. So every day I sit down and I do things with social media and whatnot. LinkedIn, for instance, I'm using LinkedIn a lot more because that's the social media that proper business people use. I sometimes feel a bit like a child on there. And amongst all the grown-ups, because I've never felt particularly grown up. So yeah. And I'm a fidgeter, in case you haven't noticed, on my chair. Need to maybe try a racing game. I used to use Microsoft Flight Simulator back in the day. I just thing and everything for it because I was don't know, you might have known. So I was learning to fly at one point. I spent a lot of money on it. I did about 15 hours. But in the UK it was just so stop-start because of the weather. you were spending like half your lesson just reminding you what you did the lesson before, because you'd forget things, because sometimes it'd be 2, 3, 4 weeks apart. So I gave up, because I don't have a bottomless pit in my wallet. So yeah, that's it. So yeah, this sort of fades out. And that's it. Is there anything else? I can't think of anything else. I'm sure there's something in the corner of my mind that you watch. I'll remember as soon as I stop this. Good day.
It is now Monday morning. The lambs are being processed, and I'm on my way to my reload. Refreshed. Did you sleep well, Bertie?
No,
Why?
the cows. I could hear cows.
Okay. Oh, they have dull housing estates just like we do, look. It's only 8 minutes to collection, so let's be on our way. Then to Caen, back to the ferry. Oh, chickens, bantams, donkeys, goats! Like a 5-year-old, aren't I? You all look like chickens, bantams, goats! Testing, testing. Filming with my iPad. It is such a big device. It's in my hand now. I will have to put it down.
When it comes to hanging, you'll nearly always have to wash the trailer out after a load. Although some stuff doesn't bleed so much, like beef can be alright. Got a lot of fat gets stuck to the balls. But in Europe, it's common for the customer or whatnot to let you use their wash, whereas in UK, you know what it's like. Job sweat. So giving this a spruce up, and then we'll be on the bay loading.
So have a French lesson. Bascule is French for Weybridge. You go Bascule! Bascule!
We have a card here. I believe we pop it in somewhere. Yes, there. Ooh. Well, we should have a ticket. Oh, it seems to be out of paper. Oh no, there it is. We are 19 tons empty.
€6 is a bit of a limited. I have this card, so. Little top tip I'm going to give you now. I never really have any problems, you see. Like all these other drivers seem to have. Going on about them on ferries. Right. And I think part of that is because, yes, the fresh type. I always greet people in their own language, and to have the basics to get by doing my job. If they can't speak English and I can't speak French. So it's worth learning just the basics. So like bonjour is simple because most of us learn French at school. So bonjour, good day, au revoir, merci, thank you. But then there's also the specific ones. So you've got bascule, which is a Weybridge, which is what I've just been on. Lavage, which is wash. So with fridges, wash out the inside. Bureau, which is the office. Chauffeur is driver. Just basic stuff like that makes your life a lot easier. Because I see so many people, foreigners as well as English, like in these places in front of me, and they just grunt. No effort at all. I've seen the difference in attitude firsthand when like people go in there and grunt at them, and then I'm behind and I'll be polite and bonjour, blah blah blah, and their whole demeanour just changes. And it's the same if somebody just come up to you and grunted, or if some foreign chap come and greeted you in your own language, you'd feel a bit better disposed towards him. So that's my top tip for this particular section of this particular video. Bertie, however, just couldn't give a rat's ass. He just yells at them like a typical Brit, even though he's Danish. Give me my ice cream! I didn't realise ships went down that river. That's quite a funny sight. Just coming into Caen now. We are loaded with the pigs. And as predicted, she's wobbly as bollocks. Yeah, another tip. Must always tell them on the ferry if you're carrying hanging, because they chain you down even if it's calm. Plenty of lorries gone over on ferries. All being pork, a full load of pork. I doubt we'll have any immigrant problems. Here comes the ferry. She's coming. Just going to get my ticket. Do this for a plug-in. You put it to your windscreen. Like so. This boat is mad busy tonight, and you can tell it's mad busy because I'm in cabin 919610C, which means I'm at least the third driver in that cabin, and it's on the 9th deck, and they don't normally put drivers that high up, so this ferry is rammed, which means I might do something crafty, but I'm not going to say what it is. First one on.
One slight detail. In the process, the blast completely destroys the Enterprise as well.
If we could get further away, increase the deflector's range.
It could work. In the meantime, we should retune all...
Morning. Brilliant. Thank you very much. No questions from you. Unlike everybody else. British passport does still help now and again. Seems so rarely. Oh, puffy eyes. Oh God, I'm so tired. I slept in a lorry. Don't sleep all that well. We'll go to Disco now and get some fuel, as I forgot how heavy these things were on fuel, this hanging stuff. I'm blocking up the road because I just needed to go to an emergency station. And he's faffing around getting coffee, chatting. Bloody people, there's never any urgency, is there? Just when you think this country couldn't get any more stupid, they put a 30-mile-an-hour limit on a motorway roadworks. This is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. God, we are so stupid in this country. How can it, oh God. Like, I always think the 50-mile-an-hour limit is pointless. But 30-mile-an-hour limit? It's ridiculous. Okay, this country's really got loopy now. Roadworks on a motorway, an actual motorway, the M5, with a 30-mile-an-hour limit. 30 miles an hour on a motorway. That's insane. 50 miles an hour is pointless, it should be 60. But 30 miles an hour? What fucking idiot came up with that? Oh, this country is so ridiculous. Fuck you, Highways Agency.
So yeah, that's the end of the video. I just remembered what I was going to say. So yeah, that's the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Like I say, it was a bit of a weird one. It just sort of floats around a little bit and then boom, ends with me shouting about 30-mile-an-hour limits on motorways, which are stupid. Really, really bloody stupid. And I forgot what I was going to say again. Oh yeah. So in the long term, the plan is when my license is returned, which is up to the DVLA, the Driver Vehicle and Licensing Service in Swansea. I will go back to MDS distribution as it is now, to my job, because that's obviously still there because I was off sick. Milk tankers. A 4 on 4 off, which is ideal for everything because like you're basically off half the time. So it'll give me the nice solid wage. It'll be able to like sort my finances out, and I will knock the old buy me a coffee thing on the head straight away. Like I'm only asking because of desperation. What was I going to say? This is how my brain works these days. Oh yeah, so I'll go back there, and in the long run, I want to become. Take driver CPC courses. A few people have said, maybe you should teach people to drive, Luke, and it's like, yeah, no, I'm not the best driver to be doing that. But in the classroom would be great. I'll happily stand up in front of a load of people and talk a load of bullshit at them. So that I also want to become a bit of a distributor, to set up a little business for Chrome Northwest products and maybe others eventually. Like that'll be something me and my dad and my brother do, like in equal partners and stuff. But that'll be like a hobby business just to start with, and then maybe build it to more. Some lovely industrial units just being built down the road. Like sort of tempted by one of those, but obviously without any money. I don't have much hope, but that and oh yeah, going forwards to see in that pompous technical fashion. But I wasn't going to say this now, but I'm going to say it now because in case anybody else does it and comes up with the idea, it's something I've never seen done before. So as you've seen, I've been doing more with the website and videos, but I want to make the whole thing less about me, like not necessarily, like not all about me. I want to make it like sort of like a magazine, but online, obviously. So I want to do more wide coverage, and the one I've been planning this since last year of the areas I will be doing is a day in the life. So what I'm planning to do, I've set up I've got a couple planned already, but obviously can't at the moment because of lockdown and everything. But basically that'll be where I go with a person for a day or a few days if it's like a foreigner, on their work. But not just drivers, so every job connected to the transport industry. So like planner, transport manager, mechanic, just go and spend a day with somebody or a couple of days if it's a trip. Basically, so make the videos I have been making, but about somebody else in a way. So, if that's something you'd be interested in, letting me do that with you, everything you'd have final say over it all. Like I'd never put a video out that somebody wasn't happy with. So like there's nothing, like I'm not going to start revealing secrets or anything like that, or post anything you're not happy with. But in general, like say, it'll just be like the videos I've made all so far about my work and my trips, but just about other people, because I think that'd be really interesting. And like I was thinking, even you could have, I wouldn't mind doing people on ferries as well, staff on ferries and stuff in ports, all that sort of thing. Every job, every conceivable job, because I think everything's interesting in its way, especially if you don't see any of it normally. So yeah, that's the plan. That's where I want to take the website towards, that whole big scope of the transport industry, and experience other people's jobs and lives and just engage with that. So yeah, so if it's something you'd be interested in, or somebody you know who would be interested in, email me, lorrydriverluke@live.com. Like I say, I've got provisionally the first couple set up. Just got to wait for the whole lockdown and everything to come over. I know it's getting better and better, so we're hopefully this year, towards the end of the summer probably. But yeah, first couple have set up, but then after that, yeah, so that could be brilliant. I mean, I also thought how it could be brilliant abroad as well. There's a chap on Facebook page, on my Facebook page, Nick Crass, who's him and his wife have invited me to come over and go for a spin with them. So that's exactly it. That's something that'd be brilliant. So yeah, that's something that's planned as well. That sort of day in your life, but that'd be like a week in the life where I go with truckers in different countries, in Europe, in America. So yes, I hope that sounds interesting. Certainly sounds interesting to me. I've not seen anybody else doing it. I don't really watch other truck driving vloggers, so if you have seen somebody else doing it, let me know. Yeah, so I'm just putting it out there. So if anybody else does it between now and when I do it, that was my idea. How dare you! I'll set my liar onto you.
I'm not a liar. You stupid, stupid man.
Where did you get a hat, Bertie?
Ray.
Ray who?
Ray Cole. I had dinner with him last week.
Okay.
I need someone to move my pharmaceuticals. You refused.
Okay. So yeah, so that's that. And Bertie can take part in this Day in the Life.
We have to discuss that contract.
Yeah. So yeah. So yeah. The American thing is a really fantastic and interesting idea. But that won't be this year. That'll be like next year or something. But yes. So if you're watching and you're Nick Crass from Facebook and your lady wife, brace yourselves, because I'm going to come. Right, good night. It's Saturday evening. There'll be another Euro Truck Simulator tomorrow evening. I've been talking for 6.5 minutes. And this is just the end video. Yeah, and thanks again, as usual, for all the donations. So from good night from me and from my associate.
Since when I've been associate, I'm your boss.
Good night. Oh dear.